Right guys, welcome back to part 2 on a little mini. So in this one I'm going to get everything stripped down. There's a lot to do, a lot to take off. I'm going to start off, get all this front end off, like the support bar, headlights, so on and so on. And then just keep chopping away at it. We'll keep checking in along the way and see where we're at and what we can find. So let's get cracking. Right, so I think I've stripped about as much as what I want to strip off this engine to come up with where my theory of where I think it is and what's gone wrong. So taking the end cover off, see if you can see this. So just there, it says that the cam belt was changed on the 29th of the 3rd, 23. And it was done at 133,900 and I think it's an 8. The car's literally done 900 miles since it had the cam belt rebuilt. Now I'm guessing that at the same time the cam belt was rebuilt, that it's had various other works. I don't know if the cam belt snapped on it or whatever, but yeah, my theory behind it, I mean, I don't think the turbo's 900 miles old, but you know, it's in engine bay, it could well be. But when you're looking at everything on the car, literally everything, would help if I didn't drop the light, wouldn't it? Everything's clean, the head, the EGR's all nice and clean. There's plenty of things that have been done to it that sort of say it's had a full strip down before. Now, either something's gone wrong with the rebuild that I think the top end's had, or something's gone wrong with the bottom end. So either way, I think the best option for me is I've got the other engine, which has got a lot lower mileage, like I said, 85,000 mile. So I think we're just going to use that engine, put it in there, because I don't want to pull that engine apart to put maybe the cam carriers out of that engine onto this one when I know that one's a good working engine. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it really. So I think we've got to this point now. We're still going to pull this engine apart. Once it's all out, we'll get the mini done, and then we might maybe do a short video on pulling it apart and find out what the actual fault with the engine was. But we'll save that for a different time. So anyway, right now I'm going to carry on, get all the bumper pulled off, all the front end pulled off. Just check there's no aircon gas in it, so I'm fairly safe to remove all the rad packs. So yeah, I'll get cracking. So taking the front bumpers off of these minis is a fairly simple thing, but if you're going to do it, I would recommend buying these clips. because you have to take the arch, the black plastic arch off in order to get to the bolt that sits holding the bumper, and these always break. I mean, you can buy them online, they're literally pence. And then you've got bolt there, two bolts on the top of the bumper, and same again this side. And then underneath it's got black clips. Again, sometimes they come off, sometimes they don't. I've just got to a point now where I keep them in. So imagine they sit on the panel like upwards, got a little push pin that goes inside. They normally always break, so I think there's 5, maybe 6 on the underside. Just replace them as you go along. So that's that. We'll carry on now. I'm just going to get it up in the air, drain the fluids out, disconnect everything so that I can take this whole panel out altogether. So you've got 2 13mm bolts here, one just under there, and these 2 are the pain ones because they go from the back side. But once the bumper's off, you've got fairly easy access to it. And then obviously intercooler parts on the back, got all the coolant hoses on the back side and the various wiring that goes with it. And that'll see the front end off. So I'll carry on. Right, so as you can see, the front end's now off. So these minis, they're quite nicely put together in how they work to come apart. So once you've untucked, there's literally a handful of hoses, a couple of electrical clips, and that's it. And you can sort of strip it right back to there, so you've just got nice easy access to get into everything. So I'm going to call it for tonight anyway, because I think we're nearly about 6 o'clock. I'm going to get home. I've been here all day. Yeah, so I'll pick up in the morning, and hopefully by the time we're finished, we'll have the engine out and on the floor ready for the other one to go in. So it's a fresh morning, and before I decided to rip this engine out, I thought, do you know what, let's do some more stripping down first, just in case it is something really stupid and simple. I'm not expecting it being, but we might as well have a look anyway. So yeah, I'm going to get to stripping it, taking everything off. So I'm going to take off the heat shield. Oh, gets snagged on my tripod. Right, so I'm going to take off the heat shield because that's obviously bolted to the cam carrier. And then we've got, I think it's numbered on there, there's probably 23, 24 bolts or so. I've already dropped the cam off out the way. I'm not worried about the timing right now because I'm stripping it down anyway. So yeah, I'm going to get this cam carrier off, and then we'll see inside there first, see if we can see anything obvious. If not, we'll just keep going deeper from there. So yeah, let's get cracking, let's get chopping away at it, see what we can find. So I'll just pause the time up, because if you look on top of these bolts, if you can see, now these are normally got like a Torx head on them, and every single one of them is rounded off. So yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of fun trying to take these off now, try to figure out how we're doing it and what we're going to use to do it with. So I shall carry on. So thankfully I got lucky and they haven't been over tightened, so they're not stuck. So I'm just using a slightly smaller star drive and a couple of taps, and thankfully, you watch, this one won't work. Right, So let's pull these bolts out, he says. And we should. I'll do another one, let's check over. Typical, we'll go tight again. Well, it's pointless time lapsing this bit, I might as well just do it. Right. Nearly there. Right, we should be there now. Just have one last check round, just to make sure I've not missed any bolts that will snap anything. Yeah, that's all good. Nothing there. That's all loose there. Right. What I was trying to find was my nylon hammer so I can give it a bit of a tap without damaging anything, but I can't find it. So let's carefully, if this isn't going to work, then truly stuck down, that is. Right. Okay, I have to go and find the hammer. Right, we're there. I've had to give it a bit of a tap and a bit more effort into it, but it's well and truly stuck down though. Right. See, it's tip oil everywhere. So this is our cam carrier, which looks it's a bit rusty to be fair. So I wanted to check these lobes to see if all the lobes are in the right places, just to make sure it's not spun, because these lobes can spin when they've had contact. So rather than it breaking the or bending the valves, they'll normally spin the lobes and break these little carriers, which is why I wanted to have a bit more of a look inside and see what we can find really. So I'll stick this to the side for a minute, give that a check over. On initial look it looks okay, so right. Yeah, everything's been cleaned up. Now I'm not sure if it's a new head or if it's just maybe been off and been skimmed and had a good clean up, but it is very clean inside there. So one of the things, the other thing I wanted to check was just go through all these, just to see if any of them are cracked or broken. Pull the hydraulic lifters out, and then go from there. If I can't see anything there, then I'll get to taking the turbo manifold off, pull the head off, and then we'll start checking the pistons and whatnot. So, right, I'm just going to do some checks off camera, see what I can find, if I can find anything. If not, we'll carry on stripping. Right guys, so initially, I can't see anything. I mean, I've got to say I'm quite impressed with how clean it is inside. I know somebody's been in here before and cleaned it all up, but I could almost mistake it for working on a petrol engine at this point, other than the smell of it, of course. Anyway, so I've taken out all the rockers and hydraulic lifters. Can't see anything there. But before I pull this head off, I'm going to get underneath, because I've got to take off all this heat shield, which we've got to take the sensor off. Stupidly, to get this shield off, you've got to take the sensor out because you can't get the heat shield off around it. I'm expecting that being a bit of a pain. So yeah, I'm going to take these covers off. I'm going to get underneath, drop the exhaust out of the way before I do anything too drastic with the engine. Just pull the sump off and have a quick look inside there as well. Right, so I'm at the point now, taking the cat and DPF off. Everything's out of the way. So just got these bolts to whip off on the sump. We'll get that dropped down and yeah, see what we can find. Right, let's go. It took a bit to get the seal off. Just a bit more to. Sealed on well. Sometimes you have to kick it yourself. I've actually missed a bolt. Where was it? There. Right. Well, covered in oil here. There. I can't really see any fragments of metal in there, but yeah, let's see if we can. We'll have a quick look up inside there and see what we can get to and see what we can find. Right guys, so I've pulled everything out. We've got the big end caps off and show you the wear in it. So it's blatantly obvious, even inside the bottom end here, this engine's clearly had a full rebuild. Somebody stripped it down and put a lot of effort into it, but something's gone wrong in terms of putting the new shells in. So these shells have only done 900 mile, and this one, it's quite difficult to see it on the camera. If you can see, the wear's uneven, but we've also got like it's polishing it off already. So yes, I could put some new shells in it. My problem is that with the them shells, you never quite know the engine builder who's done it. I haven't got access to this information. I don't know who built it. Now, based on assumption, looking at the wear of these, there's every chance the engine's been built up with the new shells in it, and they've not been oiled prior to installing, so the engine might have been built dry. Just a theory, could be completely wrong. I think it looks to me like the car's had new shells put in it and they've not been oiled whilst they've been building it. And I think that's caused premature wear. Because imagine, as soon as you start your car up, if there's not enough oil in it, you've got to get the oil onto it. In that brief moment, it might only be a second or two, but you've got a metal on metal pounding away at it. So I think that, well, these shells are knackered, especially for the wear on them. But in terms of working on it, pulling it apart, do I think it's been worth it? Yeah, it probably has, to find out a bit more information on it. But because it's had a full strip down, I'm at that point where I don't want to trust anything on the engine. I don't want to trust that if they've done the little end bearings, rings, anything. I don't know at what level the build's been done. So I'd rather go with my original process, and that's put the other engine in this car. Because I know that one works and it runs fine. So yeah, that's where I'm going to go. So yeah, I'll end this video on this because I should think it's racked up the minutes. I'm going to end this one there. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. So next one, I'm going to get this engine pulled out now, stick to the original plan, put the other engine in it. So cheers, guys, thanks for watching.